Palo Alto homes cost $3 to $6 million, but their school district is ranked number 1 in California. Meanwhile, Millbrae homes cost $1.6 million with a B+ rated district. But here's the shocking part. When you calculate educational quality per dollar spent, Palo Alto might actually be the worst value on the peninsula. I'm Wesley with Own Real Estate, and I've been analyzing the relationship between Peninsula school district quality and housing costs. What I found will completely change how you think about paying premiums for top-rated schools. Today, I'm breaking down the real cost of educational excellence across Peninsula school districts, showing you which districts offer the best academic value per housing dollar, and revealing some surprising winners in the educational ROI game. When families pay Peninsula housing premiums for top schools, they're often paying 2 to 3 times more per point of academic quality than they realize. Palo Alto Unified ranks number 1, but costs $5,000 per square foot. San Mateo-Foster City ranks in the top 10%, but costs $1,200 per square foot. The question isn't which district is best, it's which gives you the most educational value for the housing investment. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much you're paying per point of school quality, which districts offer hidden value, and where smart families are finding excellent education without the astronomical housing costs. Let me explain how I'm calculating educational value per dollar, because this methodology changes everything. I'm using 3 key metrics: gradeschools.org ratings on their 1 to 10 scale, the California Department of Education API scores, and niche district grades. Then I'm dividing median home prices by these educational scores to find the cost per point of quality. It's simple math that reveals shocking disparities. Here's what most families don't calculate. When you pay a 50% housing premium for a top school district, you're not getting 50% better education. You might be getting 10% better test scores for 200% higher housing costs. And the math matters, and I'm about to show you exactly how much. Why does this analysis matter? Peninsula families are spending $500,000 to $2 million more for homes in top-rated school districts. But if you can get 90% of the educational quality for half the housing costs, that extra money could fund 18 years of private school tuition, college savings, or educational enrichment that might matter more than marginally better public schools. Let's start with the elephant in the room: Palo Alto Unified. Palo Alto Unified is legitimately the number 1 ranked school district in California, and number 1 in the US among districts with 8,000 plus students. Grade school ratings gives it a 10 out of 10, niche grade gives it an A+, and 78% of students proficient in math, with 82% proficient in reading. This is educational excellence, no question. But here's the cost. The median home price in Palo Alto is $3.8 million. That's $1,761 per square foot, 3 times the California state median. Single-family homes range from $3 to $6 million in regular neighborhoods and over $10 million in old Palo Alto. This means you're not just buying a house, you're buying into the most expensive public education in America. Now let's do the calculation. Cost per educational point is $380,000 per grade school point. That's $3.8 million divided by 10 points. You're paying nearly $400,000 for each point of school quality rating. Let that sink in. What do you actually get though? Palo Alto offers world-class facilities, 17-to-1 student-teacher ratios, extensive AP programs, and direct pipelines to Stanford and top UCs. The International Baccalaureate program, cutting-edge STEM labs, and teacher quality that rivals private schools. It's excellent, but is it $300,000 per point excellent? The hidden costs pile on. Beyond the $3.8 million median home price, you're paying over $45,000 annually in property taxes, over $2,500 in homeowners insurance, and often over $100,000 in home maintenance on these older expensive homes. The total cost of Palo Alto education is staggering. Now, let's look at San Mateo-Foster City School District, where the math starts making sense. San Mateo-Foster City School District ranks A- on niche, serving 10,500 students across 21 schools. Its grade schools ratings range 7 to 9 out of 10 for most schools. This is a top 10% performance in California at a fraction of Palo Alto costs. The housing advantage is what's significant. Median home prices in San Mateo, $1.7 million. Foster City, $2.1 million. You're saving $1.7 to $2.1 million compared to Palo Alto while getting 85 to 90% of the educational quality. That's real money for marginally different outcomes. Here's the value calculation. Cost per educational point is $212,500. That's $1.7 million divided by an 8 average rating. That's 44% better value than Palo Alto for nearly identical educational outcomes. Your kids are still going to excellent schools. What makes this district special? San Mateo-Foster City offers excellent elementary school programs like Burrell Middle School with a 9 out of 10 rating and feeds into San Mateo and Aragon high schools. Strong STEM programs, diverse student body, and innovative learning approaches. The diversity here is actually better than Palo Alto's more homogeneous environment. Foster City specifically offers planned community living with excellent schools. The Bay Meadows development brings modern amenities while maintaining access to top-rated schools. You're getting suburban family lifestyle with urban convenience, plus those famous Foster City lagoons. Here's where things get really interesting. Millbrae School District, the Peninsula's best-kept secret. Millbrae Elementary School District consistently rates B+ on niche with grade school scores of 8 to 9 out of 10. Mills High School ranks in the top 1% of California public schools. This is elite education that flies completely under the radar. The housing value is incredible. Median home prices in Millbrae, $1.6 million. This means you're paying 58% less than Palo Alto while getting access to what many consider the peninsula's best educational value. This is where smart money is going. Value calculation time. Cost per educational point in Millbrae is $177,000. That's $1.6 million divided by 9 points. That's 53% better than Palo Alto and 17% better than San Mateo-Foster City. Millbrae is winning the educational ROI game. Millbrae High School is the crown jewel. It offers international baccalaureate programs, extensive AP courses, and college acceptance rates that rival private schools. The school consistently sends graduates to Stanford University, Berkeley, and Ivy League schools. This is Palo Alto level outcomes at Millbrae prices. The community factor is huge. Millbrae offers small town community feel with big city amenities. Parent involvement is exceptional, class sizes are small, and the district invests heavily in teacher development and innovative programs. Teachers themselves can actually afford to live in Millbrae, unlike Palo Alto. Unlike other Peninsula districts, Millbrae offers the best transit access with BART, Caltrain, and SFO all within minutes. Families can access excellent schools without car-dependent suburban lifestyle. Your teenagers can actually get around independently. I've seen Millbrae home prices appreciate 31% in 2 years as families discover this educational value. Young families from San Francisco are moving here specifically for the schools and transit access. The secret is getting out, but there's still opportunity. Millbrae offers advanced STEM programs, competitive speech and debate teams, strong athletics, and comprehensive college counseling. The district punches way above its weight in academic competitions and college placement. This is premium education at value prices. Let me break down the cost per point of educational quality across all major Peninsula districts. Palo Alto Unified, median home price $3.8 million, grade school average 10 out of 10, cost per point $380,000. Educational ROI, lowest on the peninsula. San Mateo-Foster City, median home price of $1.7 million, grade schools average 8 out of 10, cost per point $212,500. Educational ROI, moderate. Millbrae School District, median home price $1.6 million, grade schools average 9 out of 10, cost per point $177,000. Educational ROI, highest in the peninsula. Now let's talk opportunity costs. The $2.1 million savings from choosing Millbrae over Palo Alto could fund 18 years of private school tuition at $100,000 total, full college education at any university for $300,000 plus $1.7 million remaining for other investments or a larger home. That's generational wealth difference. When you look at actual student outcomes, college acceptance rates, standardized test scores, graduate school placement, the difference between these districts are much smaller than the housing cost difference suggests. We're talking about 78% proficiency versus 72% proficiency, but 238% difference in housing costs. Let's quickly run through other Peninsula districts to complete the picture. Las Lomitas Elementary serving Atherton and Menlo Park, grade schools 10 out of 10, but median home prices exceed $4.5 million. Cost per point, $450,000, even worse than Palo Alto. You're paying for the Atherton address, but just not the schools. Burlingame School District, B+ niche rating, 8 out of 10, grade schools average, median home price, $2.8 million. Cost per point, $350,000. Premium pricing for good but not exceptional schools. The Burlingame lifestyle tax is real. Menlo Park City School District serves Menlo Park and Atherton. Excellent ratings but $4 million median homes. Cost per point, over $400,000. Elite education at elite prices. Facebook money has distorted this market. Redwood City School District, B rating on niche, 7 out of 10 on grade schools average, with a median home price of $2.2 million. Cost per point, $314,000. Moderate value for decent education. Some hidden gem schools within the district. San Carlos School District, B+ rating, 8 out of 10's grade school average, median home price, $2.4 million. Cost per point, $300,000. Good schools at high Peninsula prices, but strong community engagement. Here's my value tier ranking. Best value is Millbrae at $177,000 per point. Good value is San Mateo-Foster City at $212,000. Moderate value is San Carlos at $300,000 per point. Poor value is Burlingame at $350,000 per point. Worst value is actually Las Lomitas at $450,000 per point, even worse than Palo Alto. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, private schools. Top Peninsula private schools cost $35,000 to $50,000 annually. For a K-12 education, that's $455,000 to $650,000 total. Compare that to the $2+ million housing premium for top public school districts. The math is compelling. Smart families are using what I call the hybrid strategy. Buy in moderate school districts like San Mateo-Foster City and use a housing savings for private schools if needed. You get optionality without locking in massive housing premiums. If public works, great. If not, you have the budget for private. Private school options vary by area. Near Millbrae, you have Crystal Springs Uplands and Bowman International. San Mateo area offers Highlands Christian and Notre Dame Elementary. Foster City has easy access to all Peninsula private schools. The options are there if you need them. The flexibility factor is huge. When you're not locked into a $4 million Palo Alto home for schools, you can adjust education choices as kids grow. Private for elementary, public for high school, or vice versa, based on individual needs. Different kids, different needs. Here's a real family case study. My client's family bought in San Mateo for $1.8 million instead of Palo Alto for $4 million. They used $500,000 of savings for private elementary schools, then moved their kids to excellent San Mateo public middle and high schools. The total educational cost for them, $2.3 million versus over $4 million. Same educational outcomes, $1.7 million saved. Now let's talk about what school rankings don't capture. Demographic pressures in top districts are real. Palo Alto's academic pressure cooker environment creates documented mental health challenges. Suicide rates and stress-related issues are serious concerns. Sometimes the best school isn't the best fit for every child. Academic excellence, but at what cost? Smaller districts like Millbrae offer more individual attention and leadership opportunities. Your child might be a student body president in Millbrae, but lost in the crowd of 500 overachievers in Palo Alto. Standing out matters for college admissions. Teacher quality and retention varies. Housing costs affect teachers too. Many excellent educators can't afford to live in Palo Alto, creating longer commutes and higher turnover. More affordable districts sometimes retain teachers who become part of the community. Parent involvement varies significantly. Foster City and Millbrae have extremely engaged parent communities despite lower housing costs. School quality isn't just about funding, it's about community investment. Sometimes the B+ district with A+ community beats the A+ district with B community. Here's a college admissions reality check. Elite colleges practice geographic diversity. Being the 100th Palo Alto applicant might actually disadvantage you compared to being the top student from a good Millbrae or San Mateo school. Admission officers see Palo Alto applications all day long. Let's talk real estate investment because your home is likely your biggest asset. Palo Alto homes hold value because of school district reputation, but they're also more volatile to tech market cycles. When tech crashes, Palo Alto crashes harder. Millbrae and San Mateo, though, offer more stable appreciation with less downside risk. The equity building factor matters. A $1.6 million Millbrae home with excellent schools built equity faster, percentage-wise, than a $4 million Palo Alto home. Lower price point means higher percentage appreciation potential. It's easier to go from $1.6 to $2 million than $4 to $5 million. Tax advantages are significant. Property taxes in Millbrae, $19,000 annually. Palo Alto, over $45,000 annually. That's $26,000 yearly difference, enough to fund significant educational enrichment or college savings. Over 18 years, that's nearly $500,000. Market timing strategy matters. Families often upgrade to premium districts when kids start school, then downsize when they graduate. Buying in value districts and upgrading strategically can optimize both education and wealth building. Don't lock in peak pricing. If you buy in a moderate district and kids attend private school, you can rent the home profitably to families seeking those public schools. Palo Alto homes are much harder to rent profitably due to high purchase price. Cash flow matters. Here's how to make the right decision for your family. Factor number 1, educational priorities. If your child needs specialized programs only available in top districts, pay the premium. If they're self-motivated learners who will succeed anywhere, prioritize value districts. Know your kid, not just the rankings. Factor 2, Financial flexibility. Consider your total financial picture. Is the extra $2 million in housing cost limiting other opportunities like travel, college savings, or even starting a business? What else could that money do for your family? Factor number 3. Community fit. Visit schools and communities. Sometimes a B-plus district with great community engagement serves your family better than an A-plus district with intense competition. Culture matters as much as test scores. Factor number 4, timeline considerations. If you're moving for elementary school, you have time to assess and potentially change districts. But if you're moving for high schools, stability becomes more important. Plan your moves strategically. The smart family strategy: buy in the best value district that meets your minimum educational standards and use the housing savings for enrichment, tutoring, travel, or private school options as needed. Flexibility beats rigid premium pricing. Here's the bottom line. Peninsula School District premiums often don't align with educational value. Millbrae offers 90% of Palo Alto's educational quality at 42% of the housing costs. San Mateo-Foster City delivers excellent education at half the Palo Alto pricing. The best educational investment isn't always the highest ranked district. It's the combination of good schools, community fit, financial flexibility, and long-term family goals. Educational excellence doesn't require financial suicide. Smart Peninsula families are choosing value districts and using housing savings for educational enrichment. You can achieve excellent educational outcomes without sacrificing your family's financial future. Your kids can get into Stanford from Millbrae too. The goal isn't just getting your kids into good schools, it's optimizing their entire educational experience while building family wealth. Sometimes the best path isn't the most expensive one. Sometimes it's the smartest one. Want my detailed Peninsula School District value analysis with specific school ratings, housing costs, and ROI calculations for every district? I've created a comprehensive guide with test scores, college placement data, and cost per point analysis for all Peninsula districts. It's free and includes private school alternatives, links in the description. And if you're ready to find the perfect balance of excellent schools and smart housing investment, reach out directly. I specialize in helping families navigate Peninsula school districts and find the best educational value for their budget. Let's optimize both your children's education and your family's financial future. I'm Wesley with Own Real Estate. Great schools don't have to cost $4 million. Let me show you how to get Peninsula education at Peninsula value prices.